The Amazon algorithm has updated. I don't know if you've experienced it, but I sure have. And in this video, I'm going to express my own personal patch notes from things that I have personally witnessed. My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. And here you can see a chart that I'm going to go ahead and explain. Now, first thing I'm going to point out is there is no such thing as an A10 algorithm. In fact, it's actually called the A9, but a lot of people on social media are calling it the A10 algorithm because they've all noticed the same thing. There's a difference. Something has happened. And so you're going to start to hear thought leaders lovingly call it the A10 algorithm, regardless of what it's called. I don't think actually anybody cares except a couple of pedantic people on LinkedIn. But what you do care about is how it impacts you. So in here, this is a list of all generally known SEO factors. I'm going to go through each one of these, and I'm going to express which ones I think are going up and which ones are going down. This is my third installment of SEO patch notes. When I say things are going down, that's because they've been nerfed. That is a video game term. And if they've gone up, they have been buffed. And so what I have noticed, just to cut straight to the chase, is that CTR, click-through rate, has been the biggest gainer in the last 3 to 6 months. And you'll notice that I've given it a 10-point buff from my previous patch notes, if you compare and contrast. Meanwhile, I've given 2 items, reviews as well as 180-day sales, a nerf. They've gone down. This is actually the second time I have nerfed reviews on my patch notes. And that is because I have personally witnessed the ability to launch new products on Amazon and not have a problem outranking competitors within the first 30 days. Here's an example of one of my products where I did just that. This unit, 2 years ago during Mother's Day, I sold $144,000 in merchandise in the first 30 days. I didn't even have a single product review until week 2. By the time Mother's Day rolled around, I was ranking organic spot #1 for a 1 million impression term during the week of Mother's Day for the term gifts for mom. And that was organic SEO rank #1. I only spent about $11,000 on PPC during that same 30-day stretch, and about $6,000 of that was spent on one broad match term, gifts for mom. Which goes to show if you have a high converting new product, you do not need reviews. A lot of people are like, you got to get those Vine reviews. You can't advertise till you got reviews. I do not adhere to that strategy, and the way that I personally maneuver is I find trends or niches that are in demand. I launch with a low price, as low as I can, and then I immediately raise it. Now, if things go really well, I can raise the price faster. If things are on a typical average launch, though, it takes some time. I posted this on LinkedIn the other day, and if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, just go over to LinkedIn and type in Stephen Pope and add me as a connection. But here is my launch pricing strategy. This has gone viral and has been very effectively engaged. I actually launched products as little as 50% my target price week 1, and by week 8, I worked my way up to the full target price. And basically, it's about a 10 to 5% stepping stone between week to week, but the strategy is highly effective. Now, when you have a really great product, you can obviously accelerate this, but getting the first sales generally comes from the fact that people are not willing to try a new product unless it has a really good price or it has a really good review. Well, in my opinion, it is cheaper, more cost effective to sell the product at a loss, break even, or thereabouts, for a very short time period than it is to procure reviews. It's cheaper than buying them from Vine, and it's obviously more ethical than buying reviews as well. So you need sales to get sales. What better way to get sales than to discount the product when you're first launching? So that's why I think it's a very effective strategy. I've done it time and time again, and I've launched thousands of products personally, as well as for 300 plus brands I actively manage at my agency, My Amazon Guy. So ultimately, that's why I have nerfed or taken down a notch reviews. And this is, again, the second time I've done that in my patch notes. Let's next go to the 180-day sales. This is something that I think has also been nerfed before, and that is because Amazon has historically in the past let people who are winners continue winning. But nowadays, they're less inclined to let the legacy people continue winning. And you might have personally noticed this yourself. Did you have a winning product and then all of a sudden you started to lose your keyword rankings? Well, it's because the legacy players lost some of their SEO juice from some of the latest algorithm changes. And instead of just allowing people who have gotten past sales to continue getting ranking juice from past sales, they're diminishing the return on that. Now, it's still present. There's no question about that. When you look at the chart here, it's still fairly high up. It's like at 14% of the algorithm. By the way, everything in this chart is make-believe. It is basically my finger in the air perception of all of the algorithm factors. This is not data-based. This is perception-based. But if you follow this advice, my experience is you will follow the trends and appropriately invest in the key areas that will help your own SEO strategy. I am a thought leader in the SEO space. I've put out many breaking news pieces about SEO in the Amazon space, and you can find a lot of literature about past statements I've made on SEO. In fact, if you type in Amazon SEO into YouTube right now, my video comes up #1. That's because I also know things about YouTube SEO, and I ranked my Amazon SEO video #1 on YouTube. So you have a lot of factors to show that, but just as a little bit of history, some topics I've previously covered. I proved that Amazon does index A+ content. That is kind of a big deal. So as we go to an Amazon listing and we scroll down on this Hogwarts Gryffindor cup, we get down here to what's called the brand story. This is a new module. If you don't have this up yet, you're crazy. This is such an awesome module because you can scroll to the right and every single one of these photos, you can inspect it and you can see the code includes image alt text code 100 characters. Similarly, if you scroll down to the A+ content proper section, the old school A+ content, if you were, below the brand story, shows up in the product description section, also sometimes says from the manufacturer. Every one of these photos and all of this text that's crawlable text has an impact on SEO. So this is why I typically advocate for trying to get as many words into A+ content as you can, including 500 words if possible. And that's why I really love the A+ content charts like this, where you can have additional keywords uttered like him and her. We've got that several times here. And you can cross-link to other products for major advantages. And you can have the same keyword on multiple times, which helps with the ranking matriculation of your keywords. So A+ content, I proved that previously indexes. And for those stragglers, those late adopters out there that still don't believe me, here is your scientific method. Just simply add 100 characters of Spanish to any photo in your alt text of your A+ content, and I guarantee you will index for at least one Spanish keyword in under 48 hours, which ultimately proves me right, and the scientific method does not lie because thousands of you have replicated this yourself. Feel free to add a comment if you've done it yourself and proven it, so we can help those late adopters figure this out. Another update that I also broke news on was the 250 bytes versus 250 characters conversation. This is kind of a moving target nowadays, but back about a year ago, Amazon made a switch from characters to bytes. And the difference between a byte and a character, according to Amazon, is that a byte does not count spaces. And so what that meant is that people who set their SEO terms, search term field on the back end of keywords to 250 characters, you basically put 20% of your SEO was blank. And if you set it to 250 bytes, that came out to be about 283 characters on average, or about another 20% of value, give or take, on SEO keywords that you could add into the system, which is a huge major impact. So I covered this, I broke that news. Here's the LinkedIn post, and we called out a lot of different players in the space and showed them with video proof and demonstrations. So those are two major pieces of SEO news that I've broken in the past. But wait, there's more. If you want to follow my own procedures, I actually give away my SEO Phase 1 guide for free. All you got to do is go to myamazonguy.com/SEO. Fill this out. We'll send you over a PDF with our actual SOP that we use directly at My Amazon Guy, and you can check it out for yourself. I have an SEO masterclass for 70 minutes as well. You can check out that video next. And I'm the only agency in the entire Amazon space that has a public SEO plan with multiple phases, and we give it all away for free. SEO phase 1 is about search term optimization, things you should and should not do. Phase 2, we call lovingly the pink word update, although the pink words have gone away and it was replaced with the search query performance report. Essentially, it's about incremental indexing. Phase 3 is about the strike zone keywords. These are words in rank 20 through 50, which you want to move up to rank 1 through 20. And these strike zone keywords, if you focus on, redo your title, your bullets, your A+ content, and much more, you will end up ranking significantly higher for them. Finally, SEO phase 4, the newest phase, is the search query report. Also, you can think of this as the ICAP marketing funnel, where you focus on impressions, clicks, add to carts, and purchases in the form of keywords. And you can get all this data directly out of Amazon. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you really need to check this out because it's brand spanking new and has a lot of great information about how you can focus and target market share. SEO Phase 4 allows you to increase your market share on Amazon by targeting specific keywords. Really cool stuff. Have a lot of other SEO tips, guides, and tricks over at myamazonguy.com/SEO. You guys are going to want to check that out. All right, finally, we're going to get to click-through rate. This is why you probably want to watch this video, and the most important thing is last on the list. And the reason why click-through rate is increasingly more important is because being findable, being searchable on the Amazon platform has never been more important. If we go over to Amazon right now and we type something along the lines of, I don't know, Baby Yoda tumbler. Let's see if one of my products comes up. Hopefully it does. We do have, this is the way, that is one of my products. And I have a Baby Yoda product that'll show somewhere in the search results, somewhere down here. Here we go. It's right there. And so this particular product right there, if you think about how you're findable in search results, you will change how you market the product very differently. So adding a little bit of flavor to the main image will increase your CTR. There's other things you can do, and here's one of my favorite examples that I like to use, and it's the Happy Me Journal. So we're gonna go check out this product right here. And what you're gonna notice when you see this product is a couple of badges and key information. So if you look at this, you know that this particular product's for grown-ups, you know, this one's for kids, and you can tell the difference of the age group. This one's for 3 to 6-year-olds. That one is for 6 to 12. You know this in less than 3 seconds. Now, if I was to show you the original image and compare and contrast this, you'll see a major development. Here is the original product. Why would you buy this? Well, typical answers, I've asked about a couple hundred people this question in coaching calls and various meetings that I've held. The typical answers that I get is because it's yellow. And that's about the main answer I get 80% of the time. Well, now let's look at the redo of the main image. This is an image that I personally redesigned and helped my friend do. And now you know a lot more about the product. First of all, you know it's a kid's journal. Second, you know it's for ages 3 through 6. It's not a journal for 7-year-olds. It's a journal for 3 to 6-year-olds. And finally, you can see inside the journal now, and that you know it's not just a blank journal. It actually has images of the product, which is playful, and it's inviting you to open it. What did this do for this product? It increased the CTR by 3 times. 3 times the CTR. What did 3 times CTR mean for this product? Well, it more than tripled the sales. So when you effectively update a main image, you are helping the CTR. Now, some of you are going to say, well, it also improved the conversion rate, and that's true too. But it doesn't matter if you improve the conversion rate if you can't effectively move up your traffic significantly. For example, let's assume for a moment your current conversion rate is smack dab average 8% on Amazon, which is about the main average across categories. Obviously, different categories have different baselines, but let's just say it's 8% across Amazon. If you move up from 8% to 8.5, that could require 100 hours of work, redesigns, A/B testing, whatever. You're going to increase your sales, and you probably will be satisfied with that. But now, let's say for that same 100 hours of effort, you could triple your traffic. So, and maintain that conversion rate at around 8%. If you maintain your conversion rate and triple your traffic, you triple your sales. And I'm a big proponent on this. I believe that a lot of people misunderstand the importance of traffic on Amazon. I'm a frequent outspoken person that traffic is more important for Amazon sellers to focus on than conversion rate. And I believe this because Amazon has solved conversion rate for the most part. If you spend significant amounts of time to trying improving your conversion rate on Amazon, you will improve it, no question about it. But for the same amount of effort, you can get drastically different results, typically 3 times the amount of sales increases by focusing the same amount of effort on traffic. Now, that doesn't go without saying. You still need to focus on conversion. You still need to fill in many of the key things that make a great product, like the brand story, like the A+ content and filling out these designs. But what you'll notice is on this kid's journal, this particular product doesn't even have its A+ content yet. All we did was update the main image. That was it. And it tripled the sales. That shows the importance and the impact that you can have when you use a main image update. And we've replicated this hundreds of times for other brands. Therefore, if CTR is having this kind of impact, it goes to say that the algorithm is favoring CTR at a higher propensity than it has in the past. Now, nobody knows how the actual algorithm percentages work. Nobody at Amazon even understands how the SEO algorithm works. Not any particular celebrity, Jeff Cohen, Jeff Bezos, nobody at Amazon understands fully how the algorithm works. But I'm a taxi driver, and enough people get in and out of my taxi and say, drop me off at the Empire State Building, enough details stack up and it becomes very obvious. And here we have CTR, by and large, being the biggest winner of algorithm that there has ever been. This is the largest patch increase that I've done, and that CTR is drastically more important than it ever has been. It would not surprise me if in my next patch update, I buff it even further, because we are seeing countless time after time that when you make the main image better, you see a drastic improvement. Now, that begs the question, how do you improve the main image? I'm glad you asked. If you go over to myamazonguy.com/hack, I have indicated how to make improvements on your main image, as well as additional videos. This particular video talks about how we improved the clicks for 60,000 traffic on a particular product in less than a month by just changing the main image. So we have quantifiable proof in many different situations, and there's a lot of cool things you can check out. So the before and after of the Happy Me journal is present on this listing. You can see here a Victoria Lavenders by simply showing the box and the fact that it's a 2-pack. That made a big impact. And we're going to add some additional examples that you guys will be able to see and show up on how to improve the main image. But if you look at just this one example, you'll see that there is some very obvious things that you can do. Number one, you need to add the keyword for your product into the main image. Now, we creatively decided to do this graphically. Instead of updating the main packaging of the product at first, all we did was we just changed the words that were on the white banner and simplified it, made it gigantic, kids journal. And that made a drastic impact. Additionally, we added the starburst so you could tell it was ages 6 through 12. And finally, we showed the interior of the product. We showed the product in use as much as possible. There are other products where showing an accessory or showing the product's lifestyle aspect or the product in use that can be very beneficial. But of all of those changes, the one that is the most important is adding the main keyword to the image. There are other public studies, including Thrasio's orange spray with the dog odor product, that they also did this when they actually physically redid the packaging and tripled the sales of their own spray bottle after they even watered it down and updated the packaging and added giant words on it for the main keyword of the product, and it took off immediately. Here is why. So if we go back over to the search engine and we type in kids journal, as you scroll down here, it is very difficult to know which journal is best for my kid. Now, some of you might say, oh, I'm going to go for the one that, looks friendly, has some kids signs on it. And cool, that will work for some of you. But for others, as we scroll down, it's eye-catching to literally see the term kids journal, and it stops you in your traffic because if you typed in the keyword kids journal and then scrolled down in the search results and saw the product kids journal, the likelihood of you clicking on that goes up dramatically. And I have additional examples. If you go over to myamazonguy.com/ICAP, here is another use case. This is my ICAP marketing funnel where we focus on impressions, clicks, add to carts, and purchases. Here's the use case. The term sage candles for cleansing house. On this particular ASIN right here, in 7 weeks when I updated the keyword, I was able to increase the impressions 3x and basically every other metric about 3x as well. Impressions, clicks, add to carts, and purchases. And essentially, I became the market dominator on that keyword, and I basically got 1 out of every 5 sales when somebody typed in that term. Now, what's really interesting about this particular term, so if we go over to Amazon.com and we type in sage candles for cleansing house, the first thing you'll notice is it's the first autocomplete. So clearly, a lot of people are looking for it just like that. And what you see from the regular search results is that almost every single product on screen is a candle. And then you see my product right here, and it's not a candle, it's a smudge stick. And that is unusual. Well, what happened was I looked at the data, and you're gonna see my product show up multiple times in search results, organically, advertising, recommended. This is the 3rd time it showed up so far, and this is the same ASIN, by the way. Here's the 4th time it showed up. Well, what happened was I noticed that people were clicking on my product when they searched this term. Well, the term wasn't in my title. The word candle was nowhere in my content. The moment I started focusing on this, I even went so far as to add the term directly on my packaging, in my box, sage candle for cleansing house. Well, the CTR skyrocketed and the conversion rate was steady. It still held. If we go back to this, you can see that my purchase rate for the term was 18.75%. That's insanely high. That's insanely high. And the reason is because that people liked what they saw when they came to the content. What they didn't know is that this is what they were searching for when they typed in sage candles for cleansing house. And there could be a variety of reasons why this is the case. Maybe it's because they didn't want to candle or they thought they wanted a candle, but when they saw my product, they're like, oh, wait a minute, that's actually cool. That's actually a better fit for me. And they ended up executing or purchasing the sage smudge sticks. That could be one reason. Another reason is that when they got to the page and the content and they saw what there was on the content, that it actually was a better fit for them. So whether it's I'm the abnormal only guy showing up with sage smudge sticks generically and showing up 4 times in the search results. We also have some random scented candles that probably have nothing to do with sage also showing up. Maybe they're just more comfortable regardless. The data doesn't lie. Tripled results, focused on the keyword, added it to the main image, put it in the title as well as other content and affecting SEO. All right, so if we go back over to the full SEO algorithm update. We've buffed CTR. We've nerfed 180-day sales as well as reviews. I think reviews is the biggest loser for sure. 2-time loser, 2-time nerf. Other things on this list, just to explain what they are. Seller authority. This can include things like the number of sales on the total account, how long the account has been around for. Impressions. This is going to include both PPC and SEO impressions. So if you don't advertise, you don't have as many impressions, that actually negatively affects your SEO. A lot of people don't realize the effect or the relationship between PPC and SEO, but it's a very big effect. Sales internal, this can include your brand store as well as advertising where somebody clicked on one product, but they bought a secondary product. Maybe they clicked on your A+ content product module. Maybe they clicked on a different product on the parentage. But for the most part, I think most sales internal is coming from the brand store. Reviews, this one's straightforward. That's a product review number of count. So if you have 1,000 reviews, your product's probably going to have a better SEO ranking than 0. But the impact of that is substantially less in 2023 than in previous years. PPC sales, I have previously nerfed and buffed this one. It's gone both ways. In the past, it got nerfed and wasn't as important, and then it got buffed again. That's because Amazon was really pushing PPC, and so they gave a lot of SEO juice to PPC sales. Offsite sales, this could be TikTok, social media, Facebook, whatever, just pushing traffic directly to your page. Could also include your Shopify site linking directly over. A lot of people think that offsite sales has a larger impact than about 9 points that I have it right here. I'm pretty confident that this is about where it should be, but I do believe it's worth debating, and I do think other people have differing experiences on this one. So of anything on the chart here, this is probably the one that could be the most loosely debated among other SEO experts. 180-day sales, we've kind of hit this one home, but as a reminder, that is everything that is on the account or past sales of that ASIN in particular, especially for the past 180 days, all sales combined. Conversion rate, if your product has a 2% conversion rate and somebody else has a 10% conversion rate, you better best Amazon's going to show that 10% conversion rate product way more often. Makes logical sense. Click-through rate is up. That's the big winner today. And finally, organic sales. Now, organic sales specifically means if they clicked on the organic listing and not the paid listing and they bought the products, that means that you're more likely to show up for additional keywords, but especially the one that they clicked on. So if we look at the Sage Candles for Cleansing House, if I convert organically in that term, my organic rank is going to go up every time. It's going to be more beneficial. So that's my SEO algorithm update. I'm going to go ahead. I put the graphic out. I called it the A10 algorithm, which doesn't exist pedantically, but I don't care. It's what everybody's going to start calling it because it's definitely not the old school A9. You could call it A9.3.0, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares what the algorithm is called, but what they do care about is how it impacts them and how it's going to affect your sales. So if you want to join the conversation on LinkedIn, we'll have a link to this post in the top of the comment section. Check it out. A lot of people are weighing in on this, and this post is definitely getting a lot of people talking. My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. And if you want to hire My Amazon Guy to manage your SEO, simply go to myamazonguy.com today and contact us. And we can do that plus your PPC, plus your designs, plus your catalog management, do all those template uploads nobody likes to do. But also keep in mind, SEO, not set and forget it. It is a continuously optimized thing. You got to be doing it. So check out all the resources. We'll have videos here, here, and here. Watch all my SEO content. There's so much stuff I give away for free, or you can hire us. We'll take care of it for you.